Hello, and welcome back to Concert Critiques in Cars with Emily. So this is day 2 of Warped Tour. So we should definitely get into it because I took a lot of notes and have a lot of things to say. The first band that we saw was Vienna. And so we weren't planning on seeing them, but the band that plays right after them on the adjacent stage just happened to be there and we had time, so we kind of went over there, and I'm so glad I did. So there was an instrumentally heavy start with an instrumental intro. Then there was like a talking feel for the lyrics in the verse. I really enjoyed the lyrics in the verse. Then there was a really nice shift in instrumentals for the chorus. I really liked the higher octave singing too. After that, the next song had a less instrumentally heavy start with a short, quick feel in the guitar and lyrics. I liked the lyrics in the chorus. Not the biggest fan of the lyrics in the second verse, but I liked the shift in the bridge and lyrics. Then after that, they told us to take a sip of water, which is important. That will for sure come back later. Less instrumentally heavy start with a slower start. There was like recorded bass because there was only a singer and a drum. So he was the singer guitarist, and then there was singer guitarist, and then there was a drummer as well. So then it got faster, and there was a short, quick feel, which I really liked. I really liked the second verse, less instrumentally heavy bridge / ending, which was a really interesting choice. It had like a very ethereal feel to it, is what the impression that I was left with. And so the next song had an instrumentally heavy start. There was a drop for when the lyrics came in, short, quick feel with a drop in instrumentals for the pre-chorus, which I really liked that. And then the instrumentals came in full for the chorus. And then after that, the next song they changed guitars for, so they said that it was a new song, which I loved, really loved the instrumentals and the lyrics in the first verse. I really liked this song, and then there was some impressive guitar work at the end, so that was really great. Then after that they changed guitars again, and then they were like, it's time to play the hits. So there was an instrumentally full start, but very clear lyrics, which obviously I appreciate that. Really liked this song. It was a good follow-up. And then they had recorded background singer for part of it, which I liked. So I would be interested to hear the recorded version. And then I liked the lyrics in the second verse as well. Then after that, they played God Save the Queens. Short, quick feel in the lyrics. Very funny and clever lyrics in the first verse. Really fun song. I liked the other two right before it better, but this was a good Warped Tour ender for sure. And also, if this was Vienna's most popular song, it makes sense. So then right after that, the Flourescents played. I really liked the opening instrumentals, had the crowd clap, short, quick feel in the lyrics. Oh, that didn't sound good. Short, quick feel in the lyrics. They had dual vocals, super catchy chorus. I really liked the short, quick feel right before the bridge, or maybe it was in the bridge actually. But yeah, so that was a really great first song for me. The second song, instrumentally heavy start, short, quick feel in the lyrics with dual vocals, super cool effect, and then short, quick feel in the instrumentals, which I really love the instrumentals in the transition to the second verse. And then they had an instrumentally heavy instrumental bridge, and they got the crowd to clap with them, so that was pretty cool. Okay, so then the next song, I couldn't tell if it was Feel It, I'm not really sure. Instrumentally heavy start, then a slight drop for the lyrics, then they came in instrumentally full again for the chorus. I really liked the lyrics in the bridge. After that, they asked if we liked scary movies, and then they played their song called Friday the 13th. Short, quick feel. Liked the comparing a relationship to the movie, so I thought that was pretty cool. Fun dueling vocals towards the end, which if you watch my other duel is when they're both singing at separate times but just different singers, and then dueling is when they're actually singing at the same time. So I really liked that. Then they got really heavy at the end, which was a fun thing. After that, there was a less instrumentally heavy start with lyrics, short, quick feel, the guitarist sang. I liked the differing singers. I liked that a lot. And I liked the guitar and the transitions. I loved the lyrics in the second verse. And when the vocals came in for the first line. After that, they played Roll the Dice, less instrumentally heavy start, but short, quick feel. I liked the lyrics. Instrumentals came in full for the transition to the second verse, and then they dropped again. It got really quick, and I really liked the shifts. I liked the lyrics in the chorus, and then they had the crowds put their hands in the air for the very end of the song. After that, they played a song. Their last song was called Vibe, instrumentally full with the lyrics to start. Fantastic instruments for the last song, short, quick feel, and the lyrics for the verses. I really liked the drop in instrumentals from the chorus to the second verse. It was a really fun way to end the set, so I really liked that. Like, those two were so unexpected for me. My sister went to see the Flourescents. So between like Vienna, and the Flourescents, I was like, dang, this is a good day. Like, we're starting off awesome. Then after that, we saw American Hi-Fi, but we were a little bit further back. So there was an instrumentally intro for the first song, but it was still instrumentally full for the lyrics. Short, quick feel in the lyrics. I liked the instrumental transition to the second chorus. They extended the instrumental outro, at least I'm pretty sure they did. Really fun, good first song. Then after that, the next song had an instrumental intro, short, quick feel with held notes in the lyrics in the verse, which I liked that. I liked the lyrics in the chorus. And then there was a drop in instrumentals for the bridge, and then it like built back up, so that was pretty cool. After that, they thanked everyone for coming to see them, and then they played the breakup song, which I recognized, and I was like, oh yeah, I was like, this is like one of those songs that you just like totally forget about, and then you're like, yep, this is a good one. Short, quick feels in the instrumentals and lyrics. So good to hear and see live. I really liked the shift back into the instrumentals in the second verse, and then like the build back into the chorus. So that was really cool. After that, this song was short, quick feel of the instrumentals and lyrics. Instrumentals came in full about halfway through the first verse. I liked how the chorus was saying when it came back in, so that was cool, and it was a good follow-up, so I really liked that song. After that, then paused to drink with some quick banter, and then he said this is going to be the slow dance for the day, and then they played, maybe it was called Another Perfect Day, not exactly sure. Instrumentally full, but obviously it had that slower feel. Definitely a lull for me since I didn't know the song. And I didn't really like the lyrics in the bridge. Oh no, sorry, I did like the lyrics in the bridge. That's not why it was a lull. Lyrics in the bridge were great. Sorry. It was just a slow song that I didn't know. So it was a bit of a lull. After that, they had technical difficulties. They said, like, he was like, oh man, the amp blew during our power ballad. So like, it is funny that like if they blew out a amp on like this like super slow song instead of this like super heavy one, but yeah, so that got fixed pretty quickly, so that was good. Because you know, these festivals, man, it's like you're going and you gotta go. So I'm glad that they were able to fix it pretty quickly, so they didn't have to miss out on playing a song or anything. The next song was The Art of Losing. Man, talk about a delight. I like, again, totally didn't even, oh god, so good, like just so good. It was so good to see that song. I really like the lyrics in the chorus, and the second verse especially, at the end. Super fun to see live. Loved the drop in the bridge and the lyrics. The woes at the end were so good. Like, it was just so good. Then after that, they played Flavor of the Week. So good. Again, like my dream team, like 1-2. Oh god, it was just so good. Fantastic follow-up, so fun to see live. Short, quick feel, and the lyrics were so great. I love the pre-chorus. Instrumental bridge was great. So yeah, that was like super fun to see. And they let the crowd sing the bridge, and then maybe and then going back into the chorus as well. So yeah, that was just like, would have been great. End it there, but of course they played another song, and I was like, seriously guys, you literally could have had like the show enders right there. Really didn't like that. He did jump into the crowd for the extended bridge, and there were impressive instrumentals at the end, but just like, no, no, end on the Flavor of the Week. Oh, and then Art of Losing right before that was so good. I don't know why you played that other song. So that was a little bit disappointing. Then after that, it was The Academy Is. So like, just so good. Okay, anyway, they came out and started playing the instruments first. So like the rest of the band came out, and then the lead singer came out on his own with his own mic stand, carrying his own mic stand. One of my favorite songs of theirs, Praise the Pace, so good. Let the Crowd Sing part of the first verse and the chorus, change the pacing in the second pre-chorus and the chorus, and then part of the chorus towards the end as well. Such a good choice. Love that song so much. Like, oh, so good. After that, they played About a Girl, and it had instrumentally full with lyrics, short, quick feel. So I don't love this song by Academy Is. It's just not my favorite. It's never been my favorite. And so for me personally, playing it second was well placed, because that meant it wasn't coming later on the set. And so I was fine with that. I do like the shift in instrumentals into the bridge. So like, again, it's not that I don't like it. It's just of all the songs they could play, this one should not be one of them, in my opinion. And so I was glad that they played it second. And again, like, it's a fine song, but they just have so many other ones that I'd rather see. So then they played Slow Down. Oh, my dear. Love the pacing changes in the first verse and the choruses. Like, just so excellent and so good. He did a backflip, maybe going into the instrumental bridge. Huge change and addition in the chorus towards the end. Fantastic. Like, so great. So great. I love that song, and I loved all the changes, and it was just super fun. Then next song, they started, it was Black Mamba. Fantastic follow-up. Yeah. So they started with instrumentals and the crowd clapping. Again, fantastic follow-up. Love the chorus and the pre-chorus, and then how it changes. I love that, like, just that it changes in like the song, the lyrics, they change. So I really loved that. After that, he had the crowd put their hands up. I didn't recognize this one. It was less instrumentally heavy. For start, I liked the part word repetition in the chorus, or maybe it was whole word repetition if the word was I. So I guess technically it is whole word. Anyway, they had the crowd sing the woes for the bridge. It was a good song. Just, I'm always obviously going to want to see the ones that I love, but it was a fun song. So I was okay with that choice. Then he was like, okay guys, the next section is the cardio portion of your afternoon. Took a seat on the front of the stage and played the classifieds. So there was no instrumentals to start. I really love this song. I like the lyrics in the first verse. And then like they occasionally had guitar come in, so it was like no instrumentals. And then for the first verse, they had just had like little like blips of guitar. And then they came in full for the transition into the chorus. Yeah, so that was super fun to see. There were definitely some subtle instrumental changes going on in the second chorus, maybe. Definitely, maybe, yeah, super clear right there. Anyway, after that, they played Checkmarks, which is so good. I love the song so much. Great follow-up. Love the pacing changes in the chorus. Let us sing part of the second verse. Definite changes in the second chorus. They had the crowd clapping before the bridge. Lots of good changes in the choruses at the end. So that was really, 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 really good. Then they talked about the new album and then played Almost Here. It was instrumentally heavy start with the lyrics. Love the difference in feel for like live versus the recorded version. Changes in pacing in the second verse. Had hands in the air for the bridge. And then I just like loved the build back up at the end of the song. And then he used the megaphone as well at the end. So that was really cool. But they didn't play Attention. So I was kind of sad because, I would rather see Attention instead of... Anyway, so yeah, that is that. They were great. Loved Slow Down. Oh, so good. Then after that, we stuck around for MXPX. So it started with a recorded voice. The first song, Instrumentally Heavy Start, with Short Quick Feel in the lyrics. I liked when the gang vocals came in, and I liked the lyrics in the chorus. I liked the drop for the bridge, and then when the vocals came back in again. And then oh my gosh, okay, so the guitarists threw their guitars at each other and then caught them and then started playing the other person's guitar. So cool, just so rock show. It was so great. It was such a cool thing. So that was a really great opener. After that, the song was less instrumentally heavy start, but then came in full when the instruments, so it was less instrumentally heavy, but it was still full. And then instruments came in full after a few lyrics. Super fast lyrics and instruments. Then they kind of slowed down with no lyrics for a few seconds. Instrumentals dropped and the crowd sang when and then the instrumentals came in full again. So that was a good follow-up. Then after that, they had instrumental heavy start, still full when the lyrics came in. I liked the instruments in the verse, and then I liked the lyrics in the chorus. They let the crowd sing along, or they did a crowd sing along, so they sang first, and then the crowd went back and forth with that. The next song had a great drop in instrumentals. I really loved the lyrics, and then the build-up was really good. It was a good song. I liked that one a lot. The next song had an instrumentally heavy start, but then it was less instrumentally heavy for the lyrics, and I really liked the short, quick feel on this song. It was a good shift in instrumentals, and then I liked the singing in the chorus as well. After that, they played The Good Days. It was instrumentally heavy start with the lyrics, and I liked the sudden short, quick feel at the end of the verse. Really cool effect. It was also a good song. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I didn't think I was going to enjoy MXPX as much as I did. The next one they played was Doin' Time. I loved the pause in the instrumentals and the pre-chorus or the bridge. Anyway, the next song, less instrumentally heavy for the verses, slower feel overall. I really liked this song. Dan from Story of the Year came out to sing, and I liked the lyrics in that part of the song, so that was pretty cool. And it was just fun to have him out on stage. So I like when they do that, especially because they're all there anyway. So it's cool when another band gets to sing along. After that, definitely familiar bass line to start. Less instrumentally heavy less instrumentally heavy for the verses. And then for the chorus, the instrumentals came in full for the chorus. And the bass, again, after the chorus is just that classic, you've definitely heard it before. They introduced the band, and then they let the crowd sing part of the bridge, and then the instruments came in full. And then he did the scat with less instrumentally heavy, and then they came in full again after that. But that, I definitely recognize that song because of that part, the scat part. So yeah. Next was instrumentally heavy start, but less instrumentally heavy for the lyrics in the verse, even though it was still full sounding. I liked the song. They had the crowd sing the woes after him. Less instrumentally heavy for the bridge, and then the instrumentals came in full. I liked the ending of that song. And then they played Punk Rock Show, which was awesome. Recognized it immediately when the lyrics came in. So fun to see live. Loved the dual lyrics. They jumped around the stage. They let the crowd sing the chorus after the bridge. They would back up from the mic, which was cool, and then but then they would come back, and then they sang the choruses for the end. I'm really glad that they played that song last, because it was super fun, and it's a great way to end your set at a punk rock concert show festival thing. So that was cool. I'm glad that they ended on that. Okay, so before I get into this next band, I am going to make a confession. I am a human being. This was day 2, and so this is the part of the show that I was most disappointed with my inability to enjoy. There was nothing wrong with the bands moving forward, but I think I just needed a break, and part of me is sad that I stayed in the sun for MXPX, because I really wanted to see Hot Mulligan, and I just couldn't hack it. So I stayed for the first 2 or 3 songs for Hot Mulligan, but then I had to get out of the sun, and so I had to walk away. And so it just was hard to hear from where we were, like, in the shade. And, you know, it was a little disappointing. Like, I was just mad at myself because I really wanted to see Hot Mulligan. I was, like, so excited to see Hot Mulligan all day. Basically, once we got the tickets, I was like, Hot Mulligan is, like, one of my number ones. Like, and so I was just disappointed. So I guess my point in telling you this, and I'm wasting so much time, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna try and be quick, is that, like, if my notes seem scattered, that's why, because they probably were scattered, because I felt like I was going to pass out, not make it. Like, I don't know. Anyway, getting back into the actual show. So the Hot Mulligan started with a less instrumentally heavy start with lyrics. Hearing his voice was, like, so good. You're just like, oh yeah, you got that voice. Loved when the lyrics got into, like, that short, quick feel, and I really liked this song a lot. So that was a good start. Couldn't hear the title every time. And again, I know it was because part of it was because I walked away towards the end of the set. But every time they said a title, I was like, yep, definitely missed that one. And for this particular title, I was right there, and I still couldn't understand what he said. So anyway, the song came in with lyrics. I like the short, quick feel of the instrumentals for the chorus. Sounded like there were some changes in the second verse, and I love the dual vocals. After that, I really liked the lyrics in the first verse. Instrumentally, full start with the lyrics. I like the screaming part in the pre-chorus. Then they played Something the whole time. Full instrumentals. I really liked the song overall. It was a good follow-up. I liked the lyrics in the verse. After that, the next song had an instrumental intro. I liked the bits of screaming in the first verse. They told the crowd to jump for the chorus at the end. Again, I couldn't hear the name of the song. Lyrics came in with the instrumentals. Short, quick feel in the lyrics. I really liked the guitar in the verse. After that, instrumental intro, when lyrics came in shortly after. I liked the dual vocals, and the instruments in the chorus, really super catchy, so that was cool. Short, quick feel in the instrumentals and lyrics. Really liked the first verse and how it was sang. Really liked the song. Loved the short, quick feel in the second verse and the guitar in the second verse. There was a slowdown in the instrumentals, which was also a really cool effect. After that, the next song had lyrics that came in with the instruments. I loved the lyrics in the opening. I loved the short, quick feel in the chorus. Had a great follow-up. Really, really liked the short, quick feel in the second verse and the dual vocals. Loved the drops in instrumentals and lyrics for the bridge. And then when it came in full, so yeah, that was a really good one too. After that, they had, like, screaming, singing, like, right away with, like, a less instrumentally heavy instrumental, so that was cool. The instrumentals came in after, like, the first couple lines. There was a bit of a transition into the first verse, and I liked the quick short feel after the word stay in the verses. And then they let the crowd sing at the end, so that was cool. Okay, so then after that, the Church of Bassology came back out. They made their announcement about the lost bass and all this stuff, so that was lame. But it was fine. Then the instrumentals, and so this was the next song, their last song, I guess. Instrumentals and lyrics came in at the same time. Short, quick feel. I really like the instrumentals in the first verse. I like the transition from the chorus to the second verse, and I like the short, quick feel in the chorus. Overall, I really like their set. And again, I was more just, like, disappointed at myself that I just felt like I couldn't hack it. But after that, I took a break. 030 came on the main stage, and I just kind of sat and relaxed. And so by the time New Found Glory came on, I was in a much better place, and so that was better, and was pretty much lasted for the rest of the show. So I was glad that I was able to do that. So after that, they had New Found Glory had music playing before they walked out onto the stage. The first song had an instrumentally heavy start. It was a good song to start. I didn't recognize it, but it was upbeat and engaging, so I liked that. They had the crowd clapping, and then, like, he, like, ran the length of the stage, which was crazy. Like, I know it doesn't seem like that crazy of a stunt, but it was, like, so he, like, went to the one side, and you're like, okay, like, we're going back, we're gonna go forth, and then he just, like, started running, and you were like, whoa, like, that was different. You don't really see people run the entire length of the stage. So that was cool. So the song had instrumental, Full instrumentals to start, and a short quick feel for the lyrics. The one guitarist's faces were just like super fun to watch. I really like the lyrics in the verses. They let the crowd sing part of the song. So yeah, so this was like and I don't know what it's called. You guys might be like, girl. But it's Catalyst. Is that even the song title? But yeah, so that was the song that it was. So again, I know that song. It was super fun to watch and see live. So yeah, so it was a good one. So then, oh my gosh, I'm doing a horrible job of parking right now because I am trying to do too many things at once. All right, so the next song, I liked the short, quick feel in the first verse, and they let the crowd sing the pre-chorus or slash the chorus, and then part of the first verse as well. It was fun to see live. Oh shoot, sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, I see what I just did. I'm so sorry. That previous song that I was just talking about was not Catalyst. This song is Catalyst. Got it. Sorry, that previous one was not Catalyst. This one is. You know, it's funny because I was thinking about the notes and I was like, why didn't I say that? I knew that song. Sorry, that previous song was not Catalyst. This is Catalyst. So I like the short, quick feel in the first verses. They let the crowd sing pre-chorus and chorus and part of the first verse. Fun to see live, but again, it was too early in the set for me because I'm not the biggest New Found Glory song fan to begin with, and so playing one of their big songs like at the beginning, I was like, too early. But I do like the shift in the instrumentals for the bridge, and then the drop in the instrumentals right after the bridge. After that, the next song, Head-On Collision. Oh, that. Anyway, quick instrumentals. Quick instrumental intro, then a drop in the instrumentals for when the lyrics came in, and then they came back for the chorus. I recognize the song in the chorus. Again, way too early for me, especially because I only know like 3 New Found Glory songs. I was like, this is it. You just blew my whole New Found Glory. Like, that's it. I'm gonna know one more song. They let the crowd sing pre-chorus after the bridge. Instrumentally, the next song had an instrumentally full start with lyrics and with a short, quick feel. Really good follow-up. I liked the dual vocals, and then the line at the end is so good. So that was a cool follow-up. Next, instrumentally heavy start with a short, quick feel of instrumentals and lyrics. I really liked the chorus. They had the crowd put their fist in the air while shouting, hey, so that was super fun way to engage the crowd. Short, quick feel, instrumentally heavy start, stayed instrumentally full for the verse and the chorus, but less instrumentally full for the verses. I really liked the second verse. We're not even halfway done. Okay, so they had the crowd help him sing the opening lyrics. Short, quick feel in the lyrics in the verse, which was full instrumentals for the chorus. They had a shirt slingshot, and they shot some shirts into the crowd, but they were all small. So he was like, we have 3 small tank tops, that's it. So that was pretty like random and funny. And then they went back into the song. So they stopped the song to shoot just 3 small tank tops. After that, they played Dress to Kill. So it had instrumentally short feel with lyrics that stayed instrumentally full all song. They had the crowd sing right before the choruses at the end. After that, they played a new song about all like the old crusty venues that they used to play in. I love the short, quick drops in the instrumentals for the lyrics and the chorus. Short, quick feel in the instrumentals and lyrics. And I liked when the lyrics get quicker in the verses. So that was a pretty good song. After that, their song instrumentally heavy start with some lyrics, then a big drop in the instrumentals for the verses, and then they had a nice short, quick feel in the lyrics. After that, they introduced the bassist, and then the lead singer took the bass and began playing, and then the bassist went to the mic, and he did this thing with his like peck and saying like one note into the mic, and then after that they went back to their roles. So I like that they were trying to be like funny and like change their roles. That was fun. So it was just the bass and the drums before the singing started. Short, quick feels and lyrics. I liked the instrumentals and the singing in the chorus, and I really liked the build up to the bridge and then after the bridge. So then So then the drummer talked, this is going to be so long. Then the drummer talked about how the guitarist, now this isn't funny. Then the drummer talked about how the original guitarist is going through cancer treatment, and like to make some noise. So that was a pretty significant moment. The next song was like super short. So they're like, we have 1.5 more songs. And so this was like the half more song. Super quick, short feel, instrumentally heavy with some screaming vocals. Like, again, it was like super quick and super screamy. Then My Friends Over You was the last song, which I'm glad that they played that last, obviously. Really fun to see live. Love the pre-chorus. They let the crowd sing part of the chorus. Had the crowd jump for the instrumental bridge, which is really good, so that was fun to see. I like the drop in the bridge for the lyrics, which I also like in the bridge. Okay, so then there's Coheed and Cambria. Coheed and Cambria. Recorded sounds and like music was before they came out. They started with just guitar, then instrumentals came in. It was an instrumental intro and then lyrics. I just like love hearing his voice, and I love like the screaming mixed in with the singing. Really like the short quick feel on the guitar at one point. The instrumentals outro with some there was really short quick feel at the guitar at one point, which I liked. Then there was an instrumental outro with some really impressive guitar. I like the instrumental intro of the next song, quick, short feel of guitar. I really like the lyrics in the first verse. Maybe it was the chorus. I don't know. Drop in instrumentals, and then they counted in by the drummer. It was an instrumentally heavy start with the lyrics. I love the elongation of loud and no. He's like really good at that, kind of changing the pacing of like a single syllable word. Yeah, so that was good. Then some instrumentals with lots of screaming at the end of that one. So the next song had an instrumental intro with good build-up. It was less instrumentally heavy for the verses. I love the shift into the pre-chorus, and then I love the instrumentals in what I'm going to call as the bridge. I really liked the song, and I really liked when the instrumentals drop, and then he sang like higher pitched, and then there was a good build-up of the instrumentals, so I liked that song a lot. After that, short, quick feel, and with just the guitar was super impressive. All the instrumentals came in full. Then the lyrics, I liked the quick drop for a split second before the chorus, and then less instrumentally heavy for the verses, and it had a good instrumental bridge. And then he asked, how many of you guys have told a lie? If you didn't raise your hand, and he was like, yeah, that's like total BS. That's definitely like you're lying. Anyway, the next song was less instrumentally heavy start with guitar and lyrics. The instrumentals came in full, but they weren't heavy until the chorus. I liked the lyrics in the chorus. The bridge was like Smooth Criminal, like, are you okay? Are you okay? So that was like, it literally like took me a second to like register what was going on, but I did like the shift in the bridge. After that, the instrumentals were full for the start with lyrics. They stopped. They needed a medic in the pit. And so they had to stop the show. Super quick resolution, restarted the song. I recognized the chorus. I liked the lyrics in the second verse. It was nice to see live, and then the bridge is great, so that was good. And then the crowd got to sing the whoa-ohs, so that was good. The next song had an instrumentally heavy start with lyrics for the verse. Impressive guitar came from the chorus. To the second verse. Instrumentally heavy bridge. It was like an okay song, but there was just nothing that was grabbing, especially after like I finally recognized one of the songs. So that was like maybe a lull in their set for me, but again, it wasn't bad. It was just like, I don't know, I just felt like it was kind of like a flat line, like it wasn't anything like hooking me in. I recognized the next song immediately. Instrumentally full verse, love the chorus so much. Lyrics are great. The hey heys, they varied it in a great way. They let the crowd sing the end, so good. So that was great. Good follow-up to a song that was like kind of a lull for me. The next song, instrumentally heavy start, recognized immediately. The lead singer went up to the drum kit and played on the drums, like he bent over the drums and was playing. They let the crowd sing the first part of the chorus, and then we sang the chorus, and he like rocked out on the guitar. It was so cool, like really like rocked out. It was awesome. Super fun song to see live. Then he took out his double necked guitar and started with just the guitar. And then it was, oh my gosh, instrumentals came in full for the instrumental intro, and then the lyrics came in. I didn't recognize it. There was a temporary drop in the instrumentals. I'm not sure whether it was for the verse or the chorus. And it was just like not the song to end on for Warped Tour. Super impressive guitar for the instrumental bridge and the extended instrumental outro. But they didn't play like the one song I really wanted them to play, which I'm pretty sure is Three Evils. And so I was sad. I was like, come on, Coheed. Like, that's why we came here, to see that song. So that was a little bit of a bummer. Anyway, then, oh, Jimmy Eat World. So then we went to go see Jimmy Eat World. And in the moment, I didn't realize this was happening. And it only occurred to me after. And it was only because someone had made a comment on Jimmy Eat World's Facebook post. Jimmy Eat World is currently doing their album tour, anniversary tour. And so the comment that made me realize that they were doing their album from start to finish was they said, "Hey, thanks for making this a stop on your tour." And I was like, oh, now it's all starting to register. And so they started with a song that I knew. It was a good starting song because it's well known, but it's not one of my personal like top 2 or 3. And then I'm pretty sure they changed a little bit of the bridge. So great start. I was like, all right, we got this. We're like coming in Jimmy Eat World. We all know this song. It's great. After that, they played a really good follow-up, fantastic follow-up. I love the pre-chorus and the chorus. Great short, quick feels in the verses. Loved the dueling vocals in the bridge. And then like when they come back to the chorus, it's so good. So I really liked that next song as well. After that, they played the middle, which was fantastic follow-up, but way too early. So I was like, why are they playing the middle right now? Love the woo, like made changes to parts right after the bridge. So I really liked that. Again, great song, super excited to see it, but I was like, why are they playing this third? The next song, just guitar, to start. It was a slower song. Instrumentals came in full right after the first chorus, and then they stayed full for the second verse. I liked the quick drop right before the chorus is at the end. After that, they played Sweetness. And my note literally says, nuts. Great to see, but no, way too early. So on top of this, right now, again, I'm realizing in retrospect, they were playing their songs in order, probably from the album. But on top of this, we were potentially going to get like a thunder and lightning storm. And so I'm like, maybe they were afraid that the lightning was going to cut them short. So they were just trying to like play the songs that they knew people wanted to see. And then they're like, well, then we'll just put it, whatever in after. But now I'm realizing that's not at all what happened. Instrumental bridge live is so great. They made changes at the end with the instrumentals, I think. Again, fantastic song to see live. Always love it. So great. After that, they played Hear You Me, and I was like, dang, I was like, what a great song. I love this song. The opening instrumentals are great. I loved it as a follow-up if there was going to be one, because again, you end on Sweetness every time, guys, or the middle, either one. Yeah, so the lyrics were so great. They played it instrumentally full, not acoustic. The pre-chorus and the second verse and the third verse are just so good. So yeah, they're just wonderful. After that, the next song was instrumentally full start, short, quick feel in the lyrics in the verse. I liked the whole word repetition in the pre-chorus, and then I liked the guitar for the instrumental part of the bridge or the ending. So then it was instrumentally heavy with the lyrics. I didn't recognize it, but they did have a good breakdown. After that, they played, they had like a heavy sounding bass drum beat, which started with just the vocals and a few instrumentals, and then the instrumentals came in full for the chorus before the first verse, right? So then like they play the chorus first, and then they go into the first verse. It dropped for a bit in the first verse. I really liked the song, and I really liked the instrumental bridge. And so then they were like, someone begged us to not play this song because the giant pit would ensue. And so then they started playing it, and they were like, yeah, man, like, but we're gonna like be rebels and we're gonna play it anyway. Turns out it was a slower start. So as they were starting that song, I heard Saturdays at Your Place. Never heard the band before, but you could hear it because, again, at this point it was gonna rain, so I was in a tent. And so I heard this other band, and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, Jimmy Eat World, you played all of the songs I wanted to hear. I'm going to see this other band. And boy, was I glad that I did, because they were really good. So Saturdays at Your Place. I missed the first part of the first song because, again, I was like, ooh, that's an interesting noise. Let me go over that way. But really good instrumentals at the end. Next song, short, quick feel and instrumentals, then a drop for the lyrics. I really liked the lyrics in the first verse. Back to a short, quick feel for the chorus. I loved the breakdown for the bridge / the end, which then built back up. I really, really liked that song. After that, they played a song called Real Life. Instrumentally heavy intro. Instrumentals were full for the lyrics, had a slower feel, and then there was a pause in the music before it came back in full, so I liked that. Next song, instrumentally heavy start. Loved the staccato guitar part for a second. Like, they did that for a second. There was like some screaming lyrics, full instrumentals for lyrics. Fun song, but it was at times hard to hear the lyrics. After that, they were thankful that the sun was gone, because they were Midwesterners and they can't handle the heat. They played What Am I Supposed to Do was the next song. Instrumental intro, which was still full when the lyrics came in. Short, quick feel on the lyrics and instruments. Fun, dancey instrumentals between the chorus and the second verse. I really liked the gang vocals and the screaming for what I'm going to go with the chorus. And then I liked the lyrics in either the third verse or the bridge. They thanked Verizon because he was like, this is my personal carrier, and they're great. They played Future was the next song. I liked the lyrics in the second half of the verse right before the chorus. They had a bit of a breakdown, but then built back up, which was a really cool effect. After that, they played Coffee Cups, which was a less instrumental heavy start. Loved the opening instrumentals and the lyrics. They got instrumentally heavy and faster. And so some of the screaming parts were really impressive. And then they also had an impressive instrumental bridge. So yeah, I really liked this band a lot. After that, they did Waste Away. Instrumentally heavy intro. Then the lyrics came in. I liked the lyrics in the second verse. I really liked the chorus, the bridge, and then after that, I really liked the song, especially at the end. Sorry, I'm trying to go fast because it's long and I still have a lot to do. So this is like nuts. Then they play tarot cards, super fun, impressive guitar at the beginning. I'm also realizing that I think my phone was about to die. So I'm going to plug it in right now. Super fun, impressive guitar at the beginning. Sorry. So instrumentals came in full for the lyrics, and then they dropped the instrumentals, but the lyrics were still going. And so I loved the bass in the second verse, a good last song. Super excited to get into this band. I really loved the breakdown and then the build up at the end. It was really, 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 really good. So yeah, really glad I decided to unfortunately leave Jimmy Eat World a little bit early. But then I'm also so glad that they were doing their album from start to finish because I got to see all the Jimmy Eat World songs I wanted to. So like, hypocrite, sure, call me that, that's fine. After that, oh my gosh, guys, sorry, this is so long. Early November. First song played at Warped Tour in 2001. All right, so my phone did die, but not for the reason I thought. I did plug it in, and it overheated because I think the angle in which I was sitting in the parking lot sun was shining down, and it was really hot up here behind my phone. And then I think plugging it in just pushed it over the edge. So I've moved my car into the shade. But can I just talk about how perfect that timing was? Like, wow, like to be able to finish Saturdays at Your Place and then like just have started early November. Whoo! So yeah, so lucky with that. I might try and make this one video. I don't know, I'll have to play around with the apps on my phone and stuff, but yeah, so early November. Okay, so the first song they played was the first song they ever played at their first Warped Tour in 2001. Love how instrumentally heavy the chorus is, less instrumentally heavy verses, and then builds up into the chorus. Recognized the song immediately, but it's not one of like their big ones for me personally. So it was actually a really, again, perfect start for me because I was like, great. Love the lyrics in the chorus, like the lyrics in the bridge, especially the dueling vocals. The next song, instrumentally heavy start with an instrumental intro. Recognize the short, quick feel of the lyrics. Instrumental drop for the verses. They let the crowd sing part of the chorus. You know, like the first word, the only word, because it was decoration. That's what I wrote myself, decoration. You know, they let the band sing the first word, the first iteration of decoration in the iteration of decoration. That's a fun one too. Great follow-up. They let the crowd, the first half of the chorus as well. Super fun. So fun. Next song, I recognize the instrumentals immediately. Love the lyrics in the first verse. Love the chorus, the dual vocals. Then they dropped the instrumentals and they let crowd sing part before the instrumentals came in full again. Really great song. Again, really great choice. The next song, I loved the elongation of the words in the verse, but maybe it also was like the chorus at the beginning instead of the actual verse. Really good. Didn't recognize until the chorus. I definitely forgot about this song, which was a nice surprise. Full instrumentals for the chorus are so great, and I love the lyrics in the bridge. Bridge got super heavy, which was super cool. The guitarist went like off the stage to play, and then got back on. After that, they talked about how Warped Tour was their first tour, and they wrecked 2 vans. One got stolen and one got flipped. And they played something that produces results. Talk about like an epic start for instrumentally heavy. And then the sings the chorus right to start. Again, there's that like chorus, and then you go into the actual first verse. Then the instrumentals drop for the verse, but then they came in heavy again for the chorus. I love the lyrics in the bridge. It was great. I just love that bridge. Where am I? Yeah. They let the crowd sing some part of the bridge before the chorus. It was really good. Really liked that one. The next song was slow with a less instrumentally heavy start. Only the guitar to start with the lyrics, and then they came in full for the instrumental intro. So again, they like start with the chorus lyrics, and then there was an instrumental intro before the verse. They were still full for the verse. I really like the lyrics in the chorus. I did not recognize it, but I love the short, quick feel right before the chorus, and then let the crowd sing part of it. After that, it was just guitars for the instrumental intro. Crowd clapped. Less instrumentally heavy start when the lyrics came in for the first verse. They rocked out while singing and playing the guitar. I didn't recognize it, but it was super fun with the short, quick feel. Awesome instrumental bridge, really good song and follow-up. And then the next song, instrumental intro. Then the lyrics came in, recognized the chorus. Good choice for a set ender. I loved the guitar transition from the chorus to the verses. They let the crowd sing the first part of the second verse. Then they went all out for the bridge and the last choruses. They let the crowd sing like the half of the last chorus. So it was really great. And it was funny because they were so quick because they kind of had like a couple minutes shaved off their time because of the previous bands. And so, you know, I don't know, I just appreciated that they knew, right? They were like, we have 30 minutes, we got to get on the stage and off the stage and just do our thing. And so they were really, oh gosh, I really love seeing the Early November live. So it was just so good to see them. And like, you know, you listen to their songs, the recorded versions, and you're like, wow, this band's going to be so slow. And then you see them and you are just like all over the place, jumping around the stage. Like, it's just so good. It's really good. Finally, the last part. I know you guys have stuck with me for so long, and I probably Early November was too much time, but Kennyhoopla. Music started playing. He came out, got the crowd to clap. First song was instrumentally heavy start. Then a drop for the lyrics in the verse, recognize the chorus, instrumentally full for the chorus, so fun and great first song. I loved the slowdown in the second half of the chorus at the end, so that was pretty cool. After that, he played a new song, which was instrumental intro that was full, but there was a drop in the lyrics, short quick feel in the verses, then a total drop for instrumentals in the pre-chorus, then came back for the chorus. Lots of part phrase repetition. Interested to hear the recorded version of the song. I like the instrumentals at the end. After that, it was instrumentally full for the lyrics, short quick feel. I really loved this song. Liked the lyrics in the verses. They introduced the band while they were playing I'm going to guess the bridge. After that, they played Plastic Door. So good. I'm so glad he played that song. Love the lyrics in the chorus. And then while he was singing, he said, "R.I.P. to Oliver Tree" before the bridge, which hearing that story is so nuts and crazy. And I'm so sad. And I'm so glad I went to go see Oliver Tree at least once. And yeah, man, what a loss. And what a crazy time, found out in the middle of Warped Tour, what a nuts moment. And honestly, yeah, Oliver Tree, man, I'm sad about that. Anyway, I think he changed the lyrics at one point, so that was really good. And then I loved the last choruses, so that was awesome. Okay. So then after that, messed up in the first verse, stopped, and then started again. There was a short, quick feel, then a drop in the instrumentals before the chorus. Slower singing that I really liked. Then the instrumentals came in full for the chorus. Sat on the front of the stage for the second verse, and then stopped singing at one point. And then drops instrumentals at the end for the chorus. So that was pretty cool. Before going back in with full instrumentals. Then, so this is where the set, I don't know, kind of fell apart a little bit for me here. Because he's like, yeah, we're going to give the people what they want. And so he played Inside Heaven's Mouth, which is not what I wanted. Heavy instrumental start. He said, okay. But then right before that, he was like, we don't have time for that one. And so I was like, you don't have time for this one. You need to play A Bury You by the Side of the Highway, or whatever that song is called. Sorry, I'm so bad with lyrics, song titles. And so I'm curious what song he had to cut out, but I just wish it was this one. And anyway, I did really like the bass and how his singing complemented it, the ooze, and then he screamed for the beginning of the chorus, and then there was a drop of instrumentals for what I'm going to go with is the bridge. Then after that, he started singing with no instrumentals. Okay, so this is where we kind of hit that point of he was about to have to get off stage. So started singing with no instrumentals, and then he okay, so he ended with this song. So the song that he ended with was Stella. Okay, so it was a fun song, great chorus, cool scream right before what I'm going to say with the verse, and we'll let the crowd sing part of the verse. Oh no, maybe this wasn't. Sorry. Nope, this was a different song. This was not Stella. Started singing with no instrumentals. And again, I get why they picked the song. I thought this was the last song. That's why I wrote that. So it was a fun song, great chorus, cool scream right before the verse, and they let the crowd sing part of the chorus. There was a pause and drop in the music, and then it came in full again for the choruses at the end. Then they played Stella. So again, he started singing without any of the instrumentals. Then the drum beat came in. Then he went into Stella with full instrumentals, but stopped because of timing. And then he was he climbed on the drum kit and then did a backflip. And then he just sang the song anyway. So again, it was a good song. I loved the singing in the second verse. Came into the crowd and crowd surfed for the instrumental bridge. And then he went back on stage for the last choruses. So it was past 10 o'clock at this point. And, all of a sudden they start playing the intro instrumentals for Bury Me by the Highway. But then they had to cut it off because literally you could hear the piercing go, oh, the festival's over, like we need to end now. And so I was just really disappointed. Because even if he had started 2 minutes late, which is exactly, like, I'm pretty sure Early November started exactly 2 minutes late, like, this isn't a 2-minute song. And so I don't know, I was just mad that he didn't, like, plan for the fact that they were going to cut him off because of noise ordinances. And so it made me sad that I didn't get to see that song, because I really wanted to. And, like, I didn't really care about the Heaven one, whatever that one was called, Inside Heaven's Mouth. Like, that just, I wanted to see Bury Me by the Highway. And so that was sad. Oh my gosh, I also totally told you I was gonna go look to see if I gave these numbers or letters, and I did not. And so that being said, this one in particular is really, 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 really hard to judge, because there were just so many different things going on, and a lot of things that happened retrospectively, and then me not feeling well. And so that obviously didn't ruin how the band did, but it ruined certain things for myself personally. Oh gosh. I'm gonna give this one, oh my god, I don't even know where to start. So many good shows. Honestly, I'm gonna rate this one, I think, because of all the bands that I had no idea about that were really impressive to me. Like, this one deserves, like, a pretty good score, because I, like, was blown away. Jimmy Eat World was, like, weird, but then actually ended up being really good for me, because then I got to go see Saturdays at Your Place. So, like, that ended up, like, I was initially upset, but then that ended up working out really well. Again, MXPX, like, wasn't really my jam, but they did a great job. So, like, I'm not gonna not give them a score because I happened to watch them. Yeah, I might give this one, oh god, then Kennyhoopla ruined my night. No. I'm gonna give this one an A-. It was a little, but the new bands were so good. A-, a high A-. Like, you know how yesterday the other ones I gave, like, an A, but, like, the, like, lower end of A. This is gonna be, like, A-, but the higher end of A-. So, like, right before you hit that A. Let me know what you think. Yeah, were you there? Did you see some of the bands I saw? Were you also sad about Kennyhoopla not playing that song at the end? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. And again, I'm sorry this is so long. It's over an hour, isn't it? Oh my gosh.